The sleek, cylindrical form of the orbital diplomatic station Concordia hung suspended against the velvet backdrop of Space Earth's blue orb. Looming large beneath it inside the docking bay, a palpable tension crackled through the air as the assembled human welcoming committee stood at attention, their eyes fixed on the airlock. Dr. Alex Chen, the youngest member of the xenobiology team, felt his heart hammering against his rib cage. He tugged at the collar of his crisp white UN uniform, willing his breathing to steady. This was at first contact with the Xenian, an advanced alien race that had reached out to humanity just months ago, and he, fresh out of his post, had somehow landed a spot on this historic mission. The airlock hissed, breaking the silence as the door slid open. Alex's scientific mind whirred into overdrive, cataloging every detail. A lithe figure emerged, moving with an otherworldly grace that defied the station's artificial gravity. Emerald skin shimmered under the harsh lights of the docking bay, seeming to pulse with an inner luminescence. Large almond-shaped eyes of deepest violet surveyed the room, set in a face that was at once alien and hauntingly beautiful. The Xenian ambassador stood a head taller than most humans present, with elongated limbs that ended in six-fingered hands. "Welcome aboard the Concordia, Ambassador Zira." Dr. Eliza Wong, the mission commander, stepped forward. "We are honored by your presence." Zira inclined her head in a gesture that might have been a nod when she spoke. Her voice resonated with a musical quality that sent shivers down Alex's spine. "The honor is mine, Dr. Wong. My people have long awaited this moment of connection with your species." As the formal introductions began, Alex found himself unable to tear his gaze away from the alien diplomat. Her movements were fluid, almost hypnotic. He startled when Dr. Wong's voice cut through his reverie. "And this is Dr. Alex Chen, our xenobiology specialist." Zero's violet eyes locked onto his, and Alex felt a jolt of something: recognition, curiosity. Before he could analyze the sensation, it was gone. Dr. Chen Zi's lips curved in what he hoped was a smile. "I look forward to our discussions on the intricacies of our respective biologies." Alex managed to nod, his voice failing him momentarily. "Likewise, Ambassador. There's so much we hope to learn." As the welcoming party moved towards the conference room, Alex hung back, observing. Zara glided more, then walked, her feet barely seeming to touch the ground. He blinked, wondering if the long hours of preparation were playing tricks on his eyes. The conference room buzzed with nervous energy as humans in the lone Zarian took their seats. Dr. Wong began a press presentation on Earth's history and culture, but Alex found his attention repeatedly drawn to Zir. Her eyes darted from speaker to screen, absorbing every detail with an intensity that was almost palpable. Midway through the cultural exchange, Zero raised a hand. The room fell silent. "If I may," her melodic voice filled the space. "I believe a demonstration might facilitate better understanding between our peoples." Before anyone could respond, Zero closed her eyes. A soft humming filled the air, and to Alex's astonishment, the ambassador began to levitate. She rose several feet off her chair, suspended in midair, as if gravity had simply ceased to exist around her. Gasps echoed through the room. Alex leaned forward, his scientific mind racing. "Incredible." He breathed, "some form of localized gravitational manipulation." Zero's eyes opened, finding his. A small smile played at her lips. "Not quite, Dr. Chen. We Kians can manipulate energy. Field's gravity is but one manifestation of these fields." As she gracefully descended back to her seat, Alex's mind reeled with the implications: the ability to control fundamental forces of the universe. The scientific applications were staggering. The rest of the meeting passed in a blur of questions and demonstrations. Zer showcased more of her species' abilities, moving objects with her mind, communicating telepathically with another's Aryan crew member. Each display left the human scientists more struck than the last. As the formal proceedings wound down, Alex found himself gravitating towards Zer. His curiosity burned, 1,000 questions fighting to be asked first. "Ambassador," he began, then faltered as those violet eyes turned to him. He cleared his throat. "I was wondering if you might be willing to participate in some more in-depth studies of your physiological capabilities." C's head tilted in gesture Alex was beginning to recognize as interest I would be most intrigued to Dr. Chen. Your species' scientific curiosity is admirable. Perhaps we could arrange a cultural exchange. Your studies for my questions about human biology and society. Alex nodded eagerly. Of course, that would be perfect. We could start tomorrow if you're not too tired from your journey. Xanian do not experience fatigue in the same way humans do. Zero replied, I would be pleased to begin our exchange at your earliest convenience as they